Good morning. Today we'll start with the engine emissions and their control. There are two types of emissions. One is which occurs from exhaust, and second is non-exhaust emissions. Apart from exhaust emissions, there are three other sources in automobile which emit emissions. They are fuel tank. The fuel tank emits fuel vapors into the atmosphere. Carburetor. The carburetor also gives out fuel vapors. Third is your crankcase. It emits blow-by gases and fuel vapors into atmosphere. The fourth source is the tailpipe exhaust emissions. The contribution of pollutants by source as shown in figure. The one is evaporative losses both from fuel tank and carburetor. Crankcase blow down, blow by from crankcase, and third is your tailpipe from the exhaust pipe. So you can see here crankcase blow by, which causes hydrocarbon emission of 20 to 35% will occur below the engine. This is your crankcase here. Fuel tank and carburetor evaporation. This will cause 50 to 25%. It will occur, part of the fuel will evaporate from the carburetor here, and the rest of fuel will evaporate from this fuel tank. This is your fuel tank of the car. Then exhaust emission here, which will almost 50 to 60% of hydrocarbon, and then rest of carbon monoxide and nitrous oxide from here. So percentage emission of various pollutants are shown. The evaporative losses are direct losses of raw gasoline from the engine fuel, which is unburnt. The blow-by gases are the vapors and gases leaking into the crankcase from the combustion chamber, and the pollutants from exhaust pipe are due to incomplete combustion. Evaporative emissions, we will start with this. Evaporative emissions account for 50 to 25% of total hydrocarbon emissions from gasoline engine. First we'll discuss fuel tank losses. As the temperature inside the engine rises, the fuel tank heats up. The air inside the fuel tank expands, part of which goes out through the tank vent, tube, or leaves through the vent of the cap in the tank. So in the fuel tank, you can see this is your fuel tank. There is a vent in the tank because this fuel tank contains fuel, and with the rise in temperature, the vapors will be formed, and slowly the vapor pressure starts to build up. So we have to give some sort of path to these vapors to escape to the environment, otherwise they will put pressure inside the cylinder, you can say this tank wall. So you can say your tank can explode. It is subjected to high pressure of the vapors. So we have to give passage to the vapor. We will give some vent here to the vapors. You can check on the cap also of fuel tank. So these vapor will escape with time to time. So this is the loss of the fuel directly from the fuel tank. Now as the vapors escape from the fuel tank, so the air is mixed with the gasoline vapors. So what will happen, as the temperature decreases, the tank cools, the air inside the tank contracts, and there is more space inside the tank, due to which partial, you can say, small amount of vacuum is created, and air enters the tank from the atmosphere and ventilates it. So what will happen when your vapors escape from this tank? The here space is empty here, or with the slowdown of temperature, because vapor have escaped, now this temperature of this fuel is less, so the air will flow back into the tank and it will ventilate this tank. The process of ventilation is called breathing. Some of gasoline is lost by the process of breathing. If the temperature is high, more gasoline is lost. The mechanism of tank loss is as follows. When a partially filled fuel tank is open to atmosphere, the partial pressure of the vapor phase hydrocarbons and vapor pressure of liquid are equal and they are in equilibrium. If the temperature of liquid is increased, say by engine operation, the vapor pressure of liquid will increase, and it will vaporize in an attempt to restore equilibrium. As additional liquid vaporize, the total pressure of tank increases, and since the tank is vented to atmosphere, the vapor will flow out of the vent. This outflow of the vapor will increase if, in addition to temperature rise of liquefied gasoline, the vapor temperature is also increased. The evaporation from tank is affected by a large number of variables. So whatever amount of evaporation will take from the tank, fuel tank, that depends on number of factors. So one factor we will discuss. Less the tank fill, greater is the evaporation loss. So it is saying that, you can see here from this study, effect of tank fill on evaporation loss. If tank is filled quarter, means your fuel tank of your car or your vehicle is filled 1/4, then at 10 degrees Celsius temperature, 5% will loss. If your fuel tank is filled half, it means 50% you have the fuel and rest your empty space. Then at 50 degrees Celsius, only 1.1% is lost. And if your fuel tank is full, it means there is no space for vapor to form in the fuel tank. At 22 degrees Celsius, then almost there is no loss. It means this, you can say, this evaporative emissions, or you can say fuel tank losses due to evaporation, depend on the how much amount of fuel tank is filled. Next to your carburetor losses, the fuel vapors will escape from carburetor. The operation of an engine depends on level of gasoline in float chamber inside the carburetor. The engine stops running when the gasoline has been completely utilized. Heat produced by the engine causes evaporation of some quantity of gasoline from the float chamber. The evaporation of gasoline constitutes the main reason for loss of gasoline from the carburetor. Approximately 10% of total hydrocarbon emissions of engine into atmosphere is through the fuel tank and carburetor. The next device is your evaporation loss control device, which is called ELDC. This device aims at controlling all evaporative emissions by capturing the vapors and recirculating them at appropriate time. The device, as shown in figure 14.3, consists of an absorbent chamber, the pressure balance valve and purge control valve. The absorbent chamber, which consists of charcoal, fat or foamed polyurethane, holds the hydrocarbon vapor before they can escape to atmosphere. So this arrangement here is shown. You can say fuel system evaporative loss control device, which is called ELCD. This is your fuel tank, petrol tank, and this is the canister which contains charcoal, and it is vented to air cleaner. This fuel tank, one, you can say, pipe of this fuel tank vented here, and this is your purge control valve. It is connected to the exhaust manifold, and this is your carburetor here. This is your intake manifold here, and this is your float chamber of carburetor. So float of chamber of carburetor is also vented to the atmosphere, but pressure balance valve is in between there. Here you can see this pressure balance valve, so it will fulfill the purpose. So what we have in the second arrangement, you can see, so the function of this you can say canister is to hold the vapors. It will absorb all the vapors and it won't allow them to escape from this side. The functioning of this we will discuss. So you can see here one thing, that this pressure balance valve will closed, and when this will get closed, your vapors will go back into the inlet stream of the you can say this carburetor. If the pressure is built up, this valve will open, and whatever the pressure of vapors, that is go back into this carburetor. The same here, this purge control valve will open at particular time, and with the fresh air, whatever the vapors are here, they will come back and they will go into the just intake manifold of the engine. and this purge valve is controlled by this exhaust manifold. So we'll discuss this detail. The absorbent chamber, which consists of a charcoal bed or foamed polyurethane, holds a hydrocarbon vapor before they can escape to the atmosphere. The carburetor bowl and the fuel tank, main sources of hydrocarbon emissions, are directly connected to the absorbent chamber when engine is turned off under hot soak. As already mentioned, hot soak is a condition when a warmed up car is stopped and its engine turned off. This results in some boiling in the carburetor bowl and significant amount of hydrocarbon emission loss occurs. You can see here when this pressure valve is closed, okay, so your fuels vapors will go this side to this line, and they are just arrested by this charcoal canister, and the same these fuel vapors from fuel tank, they also won't escape to the atmosphere, they are arrested by this charcoal canister. The hot soak loss and also the returning loss from the carburetor as well as the tank are arrested in the chamber and absorbed there, this chamber. Also diurnal cycle loss from the tank is taken care of. Diurnal cycle is daily cyclic variation in temperature which causes the tank breathing or forcing the gasoline out of tank. So what will happen? This tank at the morning, you can say the temperature is low, and during at the, you can say midday, temperature is high, and again at the night temperature will decrease. So this tank will breathe, you can say, in a cyclic order from day to day. So diurnal cycle is a daily cyclic variation in temperature which causes tank breathing or forcing the gasoline out of tank. So this increase and decrease in temperature will you can say make the vapor during high temperature the vapor will go outside the tank, and during low temperature the air will come into the tank. So breathing of this tank will continue throughout the cycle. The absorbent bed, when saturated, is relieved of the vapors by stripping action, allowing the air from the air cleaner to draw them to the intake manifold through the purge valve. So what will happen when this charcoal here get fully saturated? It has reached its full capacity of absorbing vapors. At that time, what will happen? This purge control valve will open, and this line is subjected to pressure. This here you have the engine, the suction will create some vacuum here, and due to which air from the cleaner will come, and this air will take all the vapors along with this. Because of the vacuum created, now charcoal will relieve of the vapors. Because of I am repeating this again, here you have an engine, this engine will create a suction, and due to suction pressure in this line will decrease. If pressure will decrease, this charcoal here will relieved of the vapors, whatever you can say fuel vapors it has, and these vapors will go into the engine. The internal seat of the pressure valve at that time is so located that there is a direct pressure communication between internal vent and the top of the carburetor bowl, maintaining designated carburetor meeting forces. The operation of a purge control valve is taken care by the exhaust back pressure. Under idling conditions, the fuel supply is cut off so that level of hydrocarbon emissions can be reduced. So this is here the fuel system evaporation loss control device, which is also called evaporative loss control device for petrol tank as well as your carburetor chamber. So this is short form is ELDC. So in the next video we will come with the next topic. Subscribe my channel, like this video, and you can comment in the below section. Thank you for watching my video.